Well. Welcome to the Reacts channel. If you're new, I pretty much react to anything on this channel. Don't matter if it's football stuff, or music, or anything like that. This is what I react to. And this is actually a fitting because it's idiot streamers who ruin their life for views, which I've actually learned from that now. Like, obviously, because I don't stream that much, so I kind of if I'm not streaming full time, there's no point. So I just stream, do whatever, and it is what it is. But there have been many times where streamers have focused on views more than the stream. And you also have to look at it like streaming is like a job on any social media you do, if it's live streaming, content creating on YouTube, or if you're like platform like Instagram, Facebook, or anything like that. You shouldn't be just focusing on views. Obviously the views are good, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously if someone's watching or anything on mine, even if it's 1, 2, 3, obviously I'm going to be happy because you watching my content. Let's just get straight into this. I'm kind of interested in to see who's in this video.
From streamers gambling their life savings away to deliberately shitting themselves in stream.
Not this part, but the previous, I don't agree on. You should not gamble on stream. You should not gamble on stream. Like, depending on what your stream is for, if it's for jokey purposes, then that's fine, or like, always make it fun. And if you're like streaming and you're gambling, I see that's like, like, no matter how many views you have, it's kind of, it looks a little bit in the wrong way, even though it's not.
And crashing their cars for views. These are the idiotic streamers who ruin their lives for views, beginning with Zillion OP.
But wait, they've crashed their cars for views? What? Right, that's an idiot for first. Like, it's not even idiocy. That's pathetic. If you're doing that for views, I get it, you want to probably do something crazy to get more people watching and more, but to...
Zillion OP was one of the fastest growing Twitch streamers back in 2012, streaming games every day. He gained popularity by portraying himself as a disabled individual. His streams tugged at his viewers' heartstrings, garnering support for a supposed condition.
My whole stream knew that I was going through physical therapy. No one knew the extent of my recovery. I was in a wheelchair for 2 years. I was in a car accident.
Okay.
Which put me in a wheelchair.
Viewers rallied, even contributing funds for a new wheelchair and a heartwarming display of love for the guy. However, the narrative took an unexpected turn when during a live stream, Zillion OP shockingly stood up and walked off screen, shattering the illusion. The revelation left his audience in disbelief, realizing the disability they had empathized with was a charade. Following the exposure, Zillion OP disappeared from the internet. His Twitch account was removed.
What? Impossible. You cannot do that. You cannot lie. You cannot lie. Like, yeah, if you have a disability, then obviously be truthful about it. But like, if he did it for like one stream and then the next stream it was like, you know what, I was all joke, I did not expect the donations or anything like that, it was just jokey purposes, or even if he did it for like 30 minutes, that's fine. But to do that and make it like his career kind of thing, then obviously on top of that, people were donating, you've got to kind of feel like a dick for doing it. You've got to feel like you're an asshole for doing it. Sorry for the language, but you wouldn't do that.
And while many called him out, more people just saw this as an absolute joke. These things happen, guys. Sometimes you forget to be disabled. It happens to the best of us. And although he would come back a few years later to admit to the deception,
and I think I should have been able about the
and although he...
Sorry, what?
These things happen, guys.
These things happen, and sometimes we forget to be disabled. It happens to the best of us. Right, no, you cannot forget your, like, if you're walking, like, I think there's a difference. People need to use this guy as an example. Bound to a wheelchair, just get up and walk away. Yes, I agree with this. Well, I agree yes and no. But this, what is this? Like, these things happen, guys. Sometimes you forget to be disabled. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, they can forget they're disabled. But he wasn't disabled. So I agree with that comment. This is a yes, it's a yes and a no. Because if you're actually disabled, if your legs are broken, for example, and they're not gonna be fixed, they're not gonna heal up, then you cannot just get out of your wheelchair and walk away. You know what I mean? What happens if they've got no legs, first of all? How can they get up and walk away from a wheelchair? It's like, if a person has no legs, how are they going to walk away? How? I don't know if this is like in like this like is a trolling comment or what, but
sometimes you forget to be disabled. It happens to the best of us. And although he would come back a few years later to admit to the deception,
it's too
late. I should have been open
late.
about the recovery from day one. My wheelchair is part of my stream, and it's something where people see me do wheelies and something people see me stuck in. I should 100% have been like, hey guys, today at physical therapy, I walked 2 steps.
the damage was irreversible. The streamer's attempt to explain himself what death is. The reality is,
The reality is he's fucked up. He's fucked up. You shouldn't have done it to begin with. Like a joke, maybe doing it for like jokey purposes, yes. But that's
the Zillion OP saga serves as a glaring example of the intense pressures and incentives that drive streamers to push the boundaries of sanity for views. In his case, the idea of an ever-growing audience that loved him because he was in a wheelchair meant he had to keep that persona on. He felt his online persona was identified by his disability, and so he pretty much mocked the truly disabled and pretended to need something millions wish they could escape from, all for a couple of views. This demand for attention by creating illusions for content becomes a dangerous cycle and says a lot about humanity. But that was nothing compared to the next person on our list. You see, streamers witness the success of their peers and capturing viral moments. They feel compelled to outdo one another. This race for the craziest stunts can inadvertently lead to the realization,
which I don't understand, because if you think about it, you're a community at the end of the day, right? So Twitch is one platform with community. It's a community live streaming on Twitch. So that platform is a community. YouTube is a community. It's separate. It's a different platform. So obviously, you should technically work together. Like, you're all on the same platform. You're doing it. You're doing the same job, pretty much. You shouldn't one up, like there's a different way to go about one upping another streamer. You can do it for bad intentions, or you can do it for good intentions. Like if it's for good intentions, then like to have that a little bit competitive, to challenge each other, to get yourself hyped, to get more out of it, like competitiveness. Then yeah, that's a good thing for you and the other streamer. If it's for like bad intentions, which is like you're trying to up one the streamer, which means more views. You want to get the best of that streamer. It's I don't know.
Extreme behavior. For instance, popular streamers like XQC and Drake the Rapper have gone live on Twitch as they gamble millions of dollars.
Like, if you ever want to do this, right? Don't, because it's bad. People probably see it in a bad way. It's probably this way anyway.
Retrig one more time. Oh my. Oh,
You, sir. Look at that screen.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna click it, man.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Often tipping viewers in the chat along the way, with some streamers going so extreme that they lose millions online for their audience. Like Trainwrecks TV, who lost over $10 million in one stream, but one gambling streamer that stands above them all is Austin07, otherwise known as Bossman Jack. He started streaming back in 2019, and his channel gained popularity with the boost of the streaming server's Kick. Unfortunately, Austin is a chronic gambling addict, who has slowly gambled his life away in front of his viewers. Even worse is that quite often he'd do it with other people's money.
Dude, somebody please help me, bro. Dude, somebody please can help me, bro. I know one of y'all can help me, bro.
If we go back to 2014, Austin found himself entangled in a criminal case that almost resulted in a felony. According to the arrest report, on August 30th, 2014, Austin, along with two accomplices, broke into cars in the Berkshire area of New Kent, Virginia. The trio made off with coins, credit cards, and various items. The charges include grand larceny, credit card theft, tampering with a vehicle, and petty larceny. In 2015, Austin pleaded guilty to the lesser charges and agreed to pay restitution, leading to the dropping of the felony grand larceny charge. This was prior to his gambling addiction, but it showed a bit of who he would become. By 2020, Austin was known as a debt streamer, borrowing gold from his audience and losing it in gambling jewels.
Yeah, this is. I agree. Don't do this. See, he's doing it for the money. You can clearly see that. You can clearly see that he's doing it for the money. And my microphone's like, why? Picking up weird crap. You know, it shouldn't. So, because he had the addiction to gambling, which means obviously he's going to do it for money and money every time he streams. Probably weren't bad as a person, but yeah, it kind of needed like a rehab or something.
This risky behavior.
And plus, he should have known as well, if he was losing money on stream, he should have kicked into realization like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna try and sort myself out. I'm trying to turn my life around. This ain't helping me out. I keep going back to it, losing money. Yeah, he might have made some money in the long run, in the short term, but in the long term, he lost more.
Behavior, a form of light gambling, became a staple of his streams. But things would take a much darker turn in 2022. During the Twitch gambling boom, Austin07 transitioned to real-life money gambling. Clips surfaced of him winning big, but the streak was short-lived. In true gambling fashion, he found himself losing significant amounts, leading to meltdowns to showcase this intense frustration and self-loathing.
I just lost everything. Have a good day, everybody. Wow. I cannot fucking believe that. Wow.
At the same time, he was also known for being a coke addict and using other drugs. And as the drugs made his behavior more unpredictable, the same couldn't be said for his streams. Every time it was the same thing. Short-lived sessions, losing everything, emotional breakdowns, and the cycle repeating. His desperate pleas for financial help from his audience became a recurring theme.
Really help me, man, please. Please.
See, this is the part. I don't really know what to say on like at the end of the day, it's his fault for getting into the shit. Like, for being to get into drugs is his own fault at the end of the day. Like, he went there with it, and that's his own choice. I really can't say no one forced him to do it, but from what I'm seeing, it's his own choice. He went there, no one else to blame. With the gambling, he could have sorted that out as well. Like, he kept going with it, and going and going and going and going. And when he lost more money, he still went going. He's still going, and then he's asking money for, like, from viewers pretty much. Which, if you love what you do, you should never force your viewers for money. Never force your viewers for money. You can ask, but, like, don't go, can you, like, please, like, donate? Like, I really need the money right now. It's, and then I'm going to spend it on it. I'm going to spend the money and then go back to, like, a live stream tomorrow and go, like, I need money. I'm like, can you donate? I really need this money. There's, like, ways to do. Oh my goodness, that's like fucking my game. You can ask, but never force. Ask, but never force your viewers to donate money. Is that actually a good way on?
I know there's one person out of 93.
Because you don't want to be the bad person at the end of the day.
Please, dude. Please, guys. Please, 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 man. Please.
Highlighting the destructive nature of his gambling addiction, he was putting himself into heavy debt and letting his viewers watch him do it. While you may say it was gambling that was his issue, Austin clearly loved getting the attention along with his downfall. Something was clear though, and that's that his viewers were only enticed and more excited for his freak-out moments as he lost everything, which once again points to what people would do for views, but also reveals a greater problem. The spotlight shifts to the audience appetite for the sensational and the tragic. Austin's viewers were not just passive observers, they actively participated in the cycle of his highs and lows. The more he struggled, the more attention he received, creating a perverse incentive for the streamer and his destructive behavior, which casts a shadow on a much broader issue with online content consumption. It raises ethical concerns about the glorification of personal struggles and the intersection of entertainment with genuine human suffering. The fact that viewers find
the viewers are to blame. I'm not saying it's all his fault. If you like to watch a streamer and you see they're smiling a little bit, then, you should definitely say something. You should definitely help that streamer out. At the end of the day, if you like that streamer and you're doing it, you like the content he's creating, and you see there's a shift, you should definitely say something and help that streamer out. At the end of the day, he was smiling, and people thought, you know what, I like it when he rages, when he does this shit. That's all that they were there for. So
excitement and entertainment in someone's lowest moments reflects a very dystopian part of internet culture.
Viewers is a bit to blame on it, but it was also on him as well. It's a 50-50 on both sides.
But before we continue, I want to tell you about a perfect fitting way to extract classic $1,000 all with its blood. And bundle up is new. The click drop this top 7 have shown how people would do anything for viewer engagement and thus.
Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, if you're trying to do, like, if you're putting yourself in a risky situation, then you need to rethink on what you're doing. I would never go to risky situations to obviously put my life in danger, but to get more views, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. This is 25 minutes long.
It does beg the question, how do the top streamers manage this whole thing? For example, people like Pokimane, who's one of the biggest streamers on the site and has one of the most squeaky clean images. She seems to have managed the streaming business perfectly, so much so that recently she created her own snack company, Mina.
You know what, right? Exactly. Like, yes, Pokimane had some ups and downs, but at the end of the day, as far as I've watched Pokimane on her live streams a couple of times, she's learned from the mistakes. She's learned not to do the risky things to get more views. At the end of the day, if you're focused on that mindset, yeah, you're gonna fall into that habit. At the end of the day, it's a habit. It's a habit. Once you start falling into that mindset of I need more views, I need more views, I need more views, I'm going to do this to get more views, I'm going to do that, this, that, then obviously bad shit happens. And I think we all need to if we ever think of that, we need to go wow, some of the biggest streamers, for example, like Pokimane, handled it quite well.
She appeared as a marketing way for her to monetize the audience. Her Midnight Mini Cookies, marketed as a healthy snack option, marked her entry into a new commercial territory. Following the success of Prime, Feastables, and all the other influencer products, it seemed like the perfect match for her, as she would be able to extend her influence beyond gaming and lifestyle content. However, as soon as Mina was launched, it quickly spiraled into controversy. The cookies, priced at $28 for 4 packs, faced immediate criticism for their high cost and questionable health claims, particularly regarding the added vitamin D, as the whole situation around her business echoed the deceptive practices often seen in the streaming world.
Now this is where I get a little bit upset. I'm gonna be
to be fair, people do make mistakes. People make mistakes. It's a mistake for a reason. And yeah, there's probably some bad in this. But at the end of the day, look at other marketing purposes that's going out there, bigger brands. Then what Pokimane is selling. I'm sorry, but like Coke, for an example, Coke Zero. If they said it's got no sugar in it, but is it got sugar in it? Has it? Because Diet Coke and Coke taste exactly the same. You know what I mean? So, and that's been going on for ages. They've been selling Coke for ages. So there is yes, probably there is a mistake, and it happens.
be honest with you.
But they are way worse. They've been way worse than this. I'm sorry, and there's brands out there that says it, and I think Diet Coke and Coke does taste exactly the same, and I think it has got 1% of sugar in it.
Vitamin D. And
even though it says it's got no sugar in it.
Using 3 micrograms to say you have vitamin D in your branding. So 3 micrograms of vitamin D is not a lot of vitamin D. That's all.
As soon as did she sort this out? Did she say, oh sorry, I thought this had this in it, they talked about having this in it, and I was added, no.
120 IUs of vitamin D. The average adult needs about 600 IUs of vitamin D a day to maintain their balance. This is dietary allowance. This is not going out in the sun. This is a basis of information that has led to most of the population being insufficient in vitamin D.
Where the reality behind the screen can be at odds with the public persona. But this sort of criticism about pricing is always going to be there. However, the backlash would receive a fever pitch when Pokimane responded to the criticism on social media. In a series of completely idiotic and moronic tweets, she defended the pricing of her cookies, suggesting that the product was aimed at a specific marketing segment and implied that those who found it expensive were not the target audience, seemingly alienating those who just couldn't afford their own products.
$28 for cookies?
I think this is kind of like the bad thing as well. Like, you're an audience, you who have a massive audience, publish streams like 14k, 60k, or whatever that is. If you're streaming over 5k and over, you should not be targeting people who can and can't afford. At the end of the day, you know, your audience will be from around the world, probably. You know, from USA, England, Russia, Africa, and all that. Like, you've got to think about can they afford it? It's wrong to target a specific audience, especially if you know your audience isn't from one specific country, state, or whatever. It's wrong.
It's 4 bags. That's $7 I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but you're broke, just say so.
Seemed to push away a portion of her fanbase who felt that she was being insensitive to differing economic realities. Quickly, people like Moist Critical would make videos of her, which gained over 4 million views in 24 hours. Many of her own fans expressed disappointment and frustration about this whole situation, feeling that her condescending, tone-deaf response was indicative.
Like, I get it, yeah, okay, maths, you know, you worked out, like, whatever it is, $7 or whatever, right, yeah, cool, but no one gives a shit, no one cares, when they do, you can buy this and get one free, they're not doing it because of, like, if it's $6, and they can save another $6, they're going to do it, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, people like it cheap. Like, they don't like it when it's expensive.
Of a growing gap
And if they know, right? If they know that the money has to last, for example, for a week. Let's say that they get paid Monday, and they know that on Wednesday, and they've got to save the money. They're not gonna buy something high, are they? They're not gonna buy £30 or £30 for 4, whatever it is, 28 for 4 bags. They probably go to like a cheap. If they see some at another store that's $10 for 4 bags to 28, what are they gonna pick? They're gonna pick 4. I don't know, this could be a marketing scheme or whatever.
Our audience, the rich and the poor. And this sentiment was echoed across all social media platforms, once again highlighting how detached these influencers are from reality, showing that these people don't see their viewers as actual people, but as a commodity to distribute and cut up for a profit. Just a little number on a screen. We can see this common attitude with the top influencers, people like Charli D'Amelio, who fake to be real people in supermarkets to make their audience think that they're relatable somehow, whilst in reality, just showing how deluded these people truly are. But aside from streamers ruining their image but behind a series of condescending tweets, streamers have also pushed their limits and done their best to blur the lines of what is okay and not okay to do on their streams. But aside from a person ruining their life behind a camera, streamers have also pushed their limits and done their best to blur the lines of what's okay and what's not okay to do on these streams. One particular issue that's popped up over the years on Twitch specifically is the idea of Twitch thoughts. The Urban Dictionary defines Twitch thought as a girl that is using Twitch TV as a nearby adult entertainment website to get donations from young boys. The girl is fully aware of what she's doing, but if someone calls her out, she's always going to defend herself by saying that someone is sexist. Now, there's a major debate surrounding Twitch thoughts and whether the gaming community is being sexist streamers, or if certain female streamers are indeed pushing the boundaries with their content. Some argue that a growing market on Twitch involves female streamers not primarily focused on gaming, but on luring in viewers with overly sexual behavior, relying on donations and subscriptions with minimal gaming-related content. While wearing very revealing clothing, they do certain things to entice the audience even more, like stretching, bending over to adjust the webcam, twerking, and engaging in various poses with a focus on cleavage and buttocks. But part of the issue is that Twitch seems to have a double standard. Male streamers who sarcastically reenact similar poses often face some hefty consequences. With a major uproar from the Twitch community, they have changed some guidelines on what is allowed. One streamer who consistently takes this to the next level is Alanizzi, who has done multiple questionable things for the views and donations over the years. Alanizzi is a prominent Canadian Twitch streamer known for her content primarily centered around gaming and lifestyle. She has over 1.4 million followers on Twitch, and for most of her streams, she'll be playing some popular game. However, her time as a streamer has been littered with controversies, from copy striking PewDiePie's YouTube channel to being toxic towards her fanbase and those who don't like her. Yet some things she's done on stream have been far more extreme than others. Going back to 2020, in the middle of one of her streams, Alanizzi had a wardrobe malfunction. She was placing a pillow under her shirt and revealed her entire left boob, something that has caused permabans before, and yet Twitch initially ignored the situation, and only after many asked for her to be banned, she would only receive a one-day ban. This moment only gave Alanizzi more attention, and her sub count went up when she started streaming again. The audience wanted more. Controversial actions often attract attention, as people are more likely to share and discuss content that elicits strong emotions. Other things she's done on stream aside from her overly sexualized behaviors is abuse her cats repeatedly on stream. See, Alanizzi thought it would be funny to give her cat vodka in front of her audience, so they could see the cat's reaction. Perhaps it was ignorance, but cats can't really tolerate ingesting alcohol and can easily be poisoned by it. This was one of multiple occasions where she would abuse her cat on stream. She always thought it was funny, and that her audience would love it. Though, after some backlash, we don't see cats in her room in her streams anymore. But one thing this made clear is that she would do anything to get more views, as just a few months ago, she was banned again for twerking on stream. And this degenerate behavior is how she grabs her audience attention. Her entire job is based on being a complete degenerate piece of filth. But at least the audience in this case has the decision to watch it, something this next streamer doesn't do. And her name is Bad Bunny. You see, these streamers will go to extremes just to get more views. And it's about more than just people watching. For some, it's really about feeling like you're worth something, as they feel their value lies behind those who watch them. And so they will do anything, even evil things, just to get more views. But more often than not, the issue is usually greed. Likes, subscribers, and views come with a natural value. And the behaviors of certain streamers who resort to extreme tactics always want to boost their viewership so that they can get more donations, sponsors, ad revenue, and anything to drop a couple more pennies in their pockets.
Right. Right. I'm just gonna put
And
this
Bad
down.
Bunny did this to the extreme. Now, Bad Bunny has done many things that have gotten her in trouble over the years. She started her Twitch career dressing provocatively on stream to grow her audience, and was temporarily banned for mistakenly exposing herself at one point. But she's also slowly turned into an extreme leftist streamer who ran a political talk show with the hopes of trying to start her own version of the Ben Shapiro show, on the other side of the political spectrum. A typical streamer breaking down political situations, and because of her extreme stances on certain issues, she's been banned on Twitch again for saying some deemed hateful things. On the surface, Bad Bunny is just standing up for what she believes in, and if you take a look at her socials and most of her streams, she's been a major advocate for anything that gives her virtue signaling points. Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ stuff, anything. The list goes on. And while she did manage to grab a solid audience from doing this, she was very frustrated that none of them were subbing to her channel or making any donations.
Please give me fucking money. Like, I get that people have financial issues, but like, I don't believe that half of my fucking viewership is all suffering from crippling financial issues while also having hours upon hours every single day of time that they can spend watching Twitch.
In fact, Bad Bunny straight up called her audience poor and even banned one of her viewers who called her out on her verbal abuse and expectations.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs to keep the stream going if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month! How do you have hours of time to...
Yeah, that's like bad. You should never ever call that person bad person because they're not subbing or whatever. Like, take it as it is. Like, you know, I've learned that, like, you can't force people to do whatever they want. You can't force them. You can't force them to donate. You can't force them to sub. Like, you can sit you can say it nicer. If you want, the if is a choice. If you want, you can like, subscribe, but I'm not, going to tell us that, right, you need to do this, you need to like, subscribe right now, comment down below. It don't work like that. Don't work. Never false.
To watch me, and not $5. I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch?
And it's like, yeah, people don't work. First of all, like your viewers might be below the age of 15. First of all, you know what I mean? They're like, there might be 15-year-olds watching you who ain't got a job, probably, or 10-year-olds or whatever, and you're going out and saying you need to, you're like, it's only $5, you need to pretty much do this. Why you ain't done this, pretty much?
Twitch. And not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching. Because it's like people just really really don't respect me as a content creator.
So much.
You know what? No, like, it's a difference. If there are people who follow you and they come back to you, then they respect you. And yes, they might donate on their own accord, but if a person follows you and keeps watching you, they like your content at the end of the day. The only time they won't like your content, if they find you so freaking annoying, hurtful, mean, or whatever.
For being left wing. The situation then went and escalated, with YouTubers like Moist Critical exposing Bad Bunny's greedy tactics, as she was given the title the greediest streamer on Twitch. An ironic title for an extreme
because she was doing it for the money. She was doing it for the money. She wasn't doing it simply for the enjoyment. I've said this multiple times. If you like your job, you like your job. At the end of the day, yes, it's for the money, but you cannot do your job and be all the time. You're not enjoying your job, which means you're gonna be less motivated. You're gonna do something stupid, probably. And like she's done here, I'm sorry, but you did it for the money. You didn't do it for the enjoyment, you did it for the money.
And after some digging, she was also dubbed the most hypocritical Twitch streamer because she wouldn't practice what she preached. Not only would she make homophobic comments in her private chats, she'd also use the N-word and call a gay black person gross.
Even black people, if you found me a black bisexual man, I might throw up in my mouth.
It's clear that she was only ever streaming as a way to make money off of her viewers and nothing else. She's not the only streamer to go on a rant and mock fans for being too poor to donate.
Because I'm not asking you for a large financial contribution.
But you're asking
But
for
a sub
money.
is $5. And it doesn't matter how broke you are, if you have time to watch Twitch, you have...
It's not about that though. Like, people... This is why people are freaking getting on at you. This is why, you're asking. Yeah, it's not a lot, but you're asking for money. It's like, why are you asking for money? At the end of the day, it's not about that.
You have $10, truly. If you don't have $10...
People can't afford, right? That $10 might need to last them a week. Yeah, so they might be on Twitch watching you, but at the end of the day, that $10, they might need that. They might need it. That's all that they could last. $5, if they've got $5, that might need to last them. It's, you're not also... Like, people like this are not also seeing the downsides to it. They're just seeing it because of, like, you're not paying me this at you spend this much time and you're not paying me. Like, yeah, but you also need to see it from their side, their point of view. Why they're not probably giving you like money is because they need it, you know, as well. And like, it's bad, and like it's a bit of, it's like a yes and a no. Like, you shouldn't do it. So you shouldn't do it, but also see, like, be sympathetic, pretty much is what I'm saying.
Dollars. You probably don't have time to watch Twitch because you should be working. You should be trying to earn money.
I'm sorry, but but she could also fucking do that. She could also work. She could get money. You know what I mean? It's like, you, like, she's asking her viewers, like, oh, you need to work, you know, work, money, pay me, pretty much. Hang on a second. I stream, do content creating, and work. I do all three. I'm sorry, but she can do the same thing.
It's not a ton. It's not like a ton of money. So being like, I'm broke, I can't afford to sub, that doesn't really track. What you mean to say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money, I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy.
But everyone is not like that, though. You can miss in the... This was like, I'm sorry, but this was 7 months ago. But
As streaming platforms like Twitch and YouTube were created, there was no focus on making money. It was only after a couple of years of the platforms thriving that they opened their doors for the creators to make money. Which is why there's so much nostalgia for those who watched streamers when it first took off. They were being genuine, they weren't worried about how much money they would make from the video, because there was no money to be made. It wasn't a job, it was a hobby, and the people
exactly
loved it. Now,
that's what I see as. This is what I see. Content creating, live streaming is a hobby to me. Is a hobby. I'm working, I'm making money, I work. Yes, it's not a lot, but I am making money at the end of the day. So I do this as a hobby. Because with the job, I've seen it as, right, do I really have time to go live like pretty much every day? No, I don't. Can I do content creating every day? No, I can't. So it's a hobby. I seen it as a hobby. Whatever I get. Whatever I don't get. Like, it is the way it is at the end of the day.
75% of kids under age 18 all want to become professional streamers or YouTubers. Their primary motivation for this is that they see how much streamers make and they want to slice the pie. And this emphasis on monetization is overshadowed.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen, like, I was shocked. And yes, I did at the first. But obviously, as years went on, months went on, it's just like got to the point where I don't care anymore for the viewers, for the money. Like, when the realizations kicked in, and I think when that realization kicked in, you know, like, right, I did do it for money, but I don't care anymore about the money. Like, I enjoy what I'm doing.
Shadowed the original ideas of platforms like
Twitch,
which was to provide entertaining and engaging content.
I know,
the streamers driven by an opportunity of wealth and attention has led to the degeneration of the streaming experience. Whilst we've seen streamers ruin their life on the stream already, something else we see now is how the audience love to feast on people in the lowest points of their life. Like FouseyTube, who literally lost his mind and got himself arrested on stream. Now, FouseyTube's journey on YouTube has had a lot of ups and downs. He first found fame making prank videos on YouTube, but as the prank period of YouTube came to an end, FouseyTube eventually found himself broke and struggling to adapt. He started making less money and getting way less views, a situation he didn't know how to deal with. By 2015, FouseyTube turned to vlogs and motivational videos and started his own streaming channel on Twitch. An average 100,000 views per YouTube video, he was still unsatisfied, and he couldn't afford his exorbitant lifestyle. According to Fousey himself, he went from having $200,000 a month to less than $10,000 a month, which is still a lot of money, but for someone like FouseyTube, this wasn't enough. And with this, his mental health was still...
And it comes back to the money. Like, if you realise, like, he obviously didn't realise he couldn't handle it, obviously, he couldn't evolve. like, he was in that mindset, like, oh, 200 grand, oh, I'm making this much, right, I need more money. I need more money, I need more money. As soon as he's, like, down, it was like, he wasn't happy with it, pretty
He started
much.
to have
It was
unpredictable
based
outcomes
on
on
the
the
money.
stream. Then in July 2018, in an attempt to save his career, FouseyTube wanted to create a major creator event, which ultimately led to a dramatic failure, as FouseyTube promised his viewers and anybody who came to the event that they'd be met with big names like Drake and Snoop Dogg. The event was going to be called Hate Dies, Love Arrives, and was actually promoted by Logan Paul, Roman Atwood and Keemstar, but ultimately the event was a disaster, and FouseyTube's promises and hype were never met, taking an even deeper dive from the original plan. When FouseyTube got somebody to call in a bomb threat, shutting the entire thing down. Fousey did this so that he could move the event to the parking lot, where he could give a batshit insane speech, talking about how he wanted to unalive himself.
I have bipolar and depression. That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself.
Thankfully, this led to FouseyTube taking a break from the internet to work on himself, and it seemed to help. He disappeared for a solid year, and he seemed a lot more happy to town. He wasn't uploading as many videos and popped up in a few interviews, but his presence died down for the most part. But this would all change in 2021. While he continued to make YouTube videos, he started streaming on Twitch a whole lot more. Whether he was sleeping, driving, or eating, it was all on camera. He claimed that he was in a better place mentally now, and that his audience no longer had to worry about him. But as soon as the views started coming in again, viewers would start to notice old manic state habits. There was a bit of a question of whether he was doing this for the camera or because he was slowly losing himself. Either way it worked, as by 2023, he had over 29,000 Twitch viewers and 300,000 followers. He would then hit a real high as he was.
I think that's like the problem. Like, you don't know if it's for the if it's doing it for the camera or if a streamer is actually getting that way. Which is a bit hard to tell sometimes.
Signed a $15 million streamer deal. This was life-changing. It meant that Fousey had the freedom he'd been pushing for. So he started running a 24/7 stream of his life to make the most of his virality. He would head off camera while going to the toilet or showering. Pretty much viewers could watch every moment of Fousey's life. As his views only increased, it motivated FouseyTube to do even crazier things. His mental health was getting worse and worse, but it was all worth it for the stream and the money, according to Fousey. While driving, he'd close his eyes and let go of the wheel for several seconds, doing anything he could to engage his audience. But then, he would do the despicable, when he met a drunk woman at an airport back in August 2023. Streaming his conversation with the woman, Fousey would learn she was a victim of human trafficking. And so more and more viewers would tune in to hear her life story as she broke down and cried. She was also clearly drunk at this point, and everyone watching felt heartbreak for her. It was an emotionally gripping story of someone who survived human trafficking and was able to tell the tale. But then, all of a sudden, Fousey went off camera for about 10 minutes, and he would return, leaving the woman behind, and start bragging about how he had just banged the woman in the bathroom.
I just joined the Mile High Club. And I know it doesn't count as a Mile High Club because I was in the airport, but I still joined it. I swear to God. I swear on everything I love. I swear on everything I love. I just joined the Mile High Club in the airport, in the men's bathroom.
When the community was outraged of Fousey taking a Fousey then jumped back to his camps, denying it ever happened. But it does make you ask, why would he make the claim in the first place? Well, the answer to that is that Fousey knows his community. He knows they want him to do some of the most disturbing things on stream. He understands that his horrifying actions are way more entertaining than when he does something good on stream. It's a parasitic relationship where the audience feeds off the struggles of the creator, and it becomes a cycle. As the more extreme situations Fousey puts himself in, the more views come in, and thus the more money and clout. And so he feels he always needs to have these moments in hopes that the viewers keep watching him. And this momentum will keep building and building up until August 23rd.
See, like, whatever I do on stream is like what I do, is like, it's me. I can go, like, I can't be asked. I might play a game for an hour and that's it. I want to play another game. I'm probably bored of it. I've probably just focusness has died down on the game because I've got nowhere. You'll see that a lot if you go to my gaming channel. And yeah, like, but I will never go to extreme. I will never push myself to do the stupidness. Is that people see that side and then, oh, okay, it's like this, we want more of this. Like, it's not, if it's not you, it's not you.
Fusi reached his breaking point.
Always remember.
He physically assaulted 2 people and entered a manic state. You can see him unable to handle the situation mentally, and he becomes dangerous to those around him. All the while, this was the big spectacle. His live viewers skyrocketed. He'd gained all the views he'd ever wanted, but now his brain was so muddled, he couldn't appreciate it. As over the day, Troll would keep calling and harassing Fusi, making him believe that his family was in danger and that Fusi himself was in danger. And by the end of the day, Fusi called the cops.
There's a gun to my head right now. There's a gun to my head. Oh, ma'am, he left. Ma'am, he left. There's a gun to my head. Help, get them. Help, ma'am, interrupted this. What's my room number? Help, tell me. 2027.
The police eventually came and arrested Fusi, who was clearly in an uncontrollable state, after being detained by police and sent to a mental health facility. And we can only hope that he's taken that moment seriously and plans to step back down from stardom. But it's even harder to do now when his $15 million kick deal is on. But the real question is, why do people keep on watching this? And how many other Fusis are there going to be in the coming years? It's our innate need for parasocial relationships and dopamine and costs that's driving this mental illness factory that we call streaming. And we can see this so clearly with a World of Warcraft streamer called Plump Rub Stump, an overtly obese streamer who sits on stream for hours at a time, taking edibles, getting high, and gaming. It seems like the streamer just based his entire personality on the World of Warcraft streamer from South Park, even wearing exactly the same shirt in all of his streams. And whilst he did manage to pull in a couple hundred consistent viewers, he'd reach his peak viewership after taking a lesson from Eric Cartman, when he defecated on screen right after a hardcore classic death. He didn't even end the stream and just carried on as if he didn't have a pile of shit in his pants. It wasn't a mistake moment that he couldn't handle, and he would even post the video separately on Twitch with the title "Streamer Shits Himself," seemingly doing this deliberately just to gather enough attention to fuel his ego, and the video quickly garnered attention with over 70,000 views. But is publicly shitting yourself really worth 70,000 views? Well, to him, it definitely was. As a couple months later, he did it all.
Right, this is like, I'm like, it pretty much stands. We've like, if you're ever thinking about going into social media, content creating, live streaming, remember like, just learn from the lessons right here. Never do stupid shit. Always be yourself. Like, people must like to say that. Be yourself. If you're not that type of person to do risky stuff on stream, then don't pretend you are. Don't do it for the money. Like, no, your viewers don't care in a way. Well, your viewers don't care, period. If you're asking them for money, don't. It's not the right way to go about it. Demanding money, it's not another way of demanding. It's not. Let them, if they want to donate, let them do it on their time, their own accord. If they have, they have. If they haven't, then don't force it on them. Never call out. Don't be mean. Like, joke's a joke at the end of the day. People have different banter, different jokes. People do jokes differently, you know. But never be mean. If it's with your friend, then I get. I'm making, and I know you're joking. But if it's with, like, out in the world, then don't. Especially if you're a small streamer or you've got 6,000. Always just remember this video, to be honest, if you're thinking about it, or another stream or another content creator has done exactly the same. Always stick to your morals. And I hope you have enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, comment below. What is your opinion on this? Like, I said everything I have to say, and I'm sticking to it. Like, I'm not actually demanding. Like, it's up to you at the end of the day. Like, you do, you don't. For me, if you do comment, leave a like, subscribe, I know I'm doing something right. If you don't, then I know I'm doing something wrong. That's the way that I see it. Like, if people are liking me for me, or they like what I'm doing, they like I changed it up, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think on this video, because this is a people are just out there mad, man. The madders. See you later. Take care. Have a good day and stay safe. Bye.